All right, guys, so we're gonna just go ahead and dive right into it. We're gonna go over the 5 biggest mistakes that buyers are making in 2022, and I'm gonna show you guys how to avoid this at all costs right now. All right, guys, so first up on the list, we have looking and shopping for homes without being approved first. Guys, look, I get it. You're excited. You're ready to buy a home. You have in your mind that you're ready, so you're out there looking for homes. I get it, right? You got your aunt over here looking for homes for you. You got your sister, brother. Everyone's looking for homes for you. And now you're 3 months down the road and you finally found that home that you love and you need to have it right now. And guess what? You're not approved, right? And what happens if you get denied, right? Especially right now, you want to make sure you're tight. You want to make sure everything's good, because it's 2022 and these houses are flying. I mean, they're not lasting even half a day at sometimes, right? So we want to make sure that everything's tight. Working with me, it's gonna be tight. We already know that. I just wanna make sure that whatever you do, make sure that you have your pre-approval first, okay? That's the biggest thing, have a pre-approval first before you jump out, okay? Now what happens with all my lenders that I use, I really only use 2 or 3, but all of them are going to make sure that you're pre-approved before we even step out and start looking at homes. And once we do, now you got that big confidence now. Now your aunt that you sent that home to back in Georgia, that's looking on Zillow every night for you, now she has confidence too now that we're going to get it done. She's not looking for any reason. So now that we have that paper, that stamp, now we're ready to go, okay? All right, next up we have picking a lender first without shopping around different rates and making sure that you have the best rate possible, because it's not one size fits all when it comes to interest rates. Now, this only applies to the very select few that doesn't choose to go with me, because like I said, I usually always use my recommended lender. But if for whatever reason you don't go with me, don't worry, I'm not gonna cry too much, okay? I will cry a little bit, I will. But if you use someone else, make sure that you shop around first, because if they know that you're first-time home buyers, usually they can sense it, they can smell it. They're gonna try to hit you with either points, they're gonna try to jack the rates up. And just always know that that company, if it's not a broker usually has the inside track on lower rates, because they have 10, 15, 20, 30 different lenders that it can choose from. But if you're going through like your bank, which a lot of people do if they don't know any better, then they can hit you with a rate that could cost you hundreds of dollars more a month than what you would pay for if you just shopped around. So don't be that guy or girl. Make sure you have it happen. All right, next up, and this is a pretty popular one right now, especially 2022. It's very, very popular. This is thinking it's not a good time to buy just because it's a seller's market, right? Right now, even though rates have gone up some, it's still way lower than it has been for the past 15, 20 years. Interest rate is huge. Just because you see the prices are higher doesn't mean that the houses that you're buying today versus last year, the year before, is higher monthly for you, right? And that's the end all be all. People usually, they see this, they get, sticker shock when they see the prices, but really look at your monthly payments, because right now it's trending. Now don't quote me, but it's trending to where these interest rates are going to continue to rise. I mean, we've already seen a 1% jump from last year to this year already. So if it keeps going that way, we could start seeing mid-high 4s and even 5% at some time. And then what's going to happen is you're going to come back to me and say, Sean, I should have came in 2022 when you told me to buy. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, you're right? So that's something that you need to really look at, okay? Now there's other factors, and the case is different for everybody, right? If you're selling a house right now and you're looking to downgrade, it's a great option. Now, if you're selling a house and you're going to upgrade, then that's something that you need to judge on the case, because at that point, you may be just transferring equity from your house into another house that's more expensive, right? So it could be a lateral move. But that's why we always consult first and make sure that you're actually doing the right thing for you. But it's not just a scenario to where, oh, housing's, the prices are higher, so I can't buy right now. That's not true. Don't get caught in that trap. Come to me first. We're gonna make sure it happens. We're gonna look at your situation and see, is it in fact a good time to buy, or should you wait a little bit? All right, guys, so this next one, I promise if I didn't see it or experience it, it would not be in this video. But this next one is, do not make any purchases like buying a boat, right? The day before closing. Yeah, experienced it. don't make any purchases during home. And when I say purchase, I don't mean don't go to the grocery store and get groceries for your family. No, I mean purchases that involve using your social, which is, doing anything like credit related. So going to Best Buy and getting a Best Buy credit card. Don't apply for anything using your social that'll pop up on your credit. Don't do it. It doesn't mean it's a red flag automatically. It's just there's a lot of cases to where that can kill you, especially if you're already tight on your DTI, your debt to income ratio. That can throw off a whole deal. And guess what? Now that you got that big, nice TV from Best Buy, that $500, $600 debt that you just incurred could knock you out of being a homeowner a week, a couple of days before closing. So that's important. Don't do it. I know I feel like I shouldn't have to say it, but it happens so often. Just no purchases between now and closing. Look, generally closing is only 30 days. Wait it out, buy whatever you want after that, and that's it. All right, guys, and last but not least, this is not knowing your credit score before applying for a home or using a wrong service, right? So basically, it's always a good idea, just in period, whether you're buying a house or not, know your credit score. It's good to know because if you're applying and you're doing stuff and you can't afford it, or you know that you can't afford that credit hit, then you doing that and not getting a home or not getting a car, or whatever you're applying for, is gonna hurt yourself. It's gonna knock points down, right? Because they're actually doing a hard pull, right? So it's best that you know, because if it's gonna hurt you and you're already at a sub 550 or 570, it's gonna drop even more. Now you even just that many more points away from getting to where you wanna go to. Sites that I like to use and I always recommend is myfico.com. Experian has an app as well too. It just doesn't update as regular as myfico. Myfico.com, they have an app that's awesome. I use it personally, my wife uses it as well. Use that app, that's gonna show your FICO score versus your Vantage score. The best thing that you could do is just get rid of Credit Karma right away. I mean, you can use it for notifications, but don't really stand on that. I've had someone come to me and show me screenshots of a 675 on a Credit Karma, and when we pulled their credit, it was a 589 FICO score. It's that big of jumps that we're seeing on Credit Karma between the real score. So myfico.com, it's a subscription base, so you're gonna pay about 20 bucks a month. But if you know that you're 2 or 3 months out from getting home, get it now. Check it out. I think they have a free trial for like 14 days or something like that. Check it out, see where you're at, and then if you're good, then that's gonna give you a good basis on being able to be approved, right? The credit score that we're looking for is generally right around a 620. Typically, that's where we are. I mean, the standards are 580 and above for FHA. Conventional, you wanna be somewhere around 640, 650. Now, there are variances, it's not one all be all, but it's a lot more work if you're lower, okay? So just keep that in mind, guys. Know your credit score before applying. It's gonna save you a lot of time and trouble. All right, guys, and that does it for the 5 biggest mistakes that homeowners are making right now in 2022. If you like this video, go ahead and click down and subscribe and let me know what you guys think.